Share, copy link. Let's try this. Send. Copy link. Hello, chat. Oh, okay, looks like I'm talking here. Can you hear me, Thomas? Give me a yes or no in chat. Okay, there you are. Hey, fellas, how we doing today? Let me put my dinner down by the side. Hey, Bella, how are you? Let me just get real situated here. All right. Make sure I'm on the right leagues here. This one we're going to enter a new mock draft. She's in the other room. She didn't want to bother with any of this. All right. Let me see if I could share my screen real fast. Maybe give a second for some others to come on in. This is a good point to say that these will be posted to the channel. So if people aren't watching live, they'll always be able to go back tomorrow and or the next day and catch up. I want to keep these around 18 to 20 minutes, just so people can listen on their way into work and things like that. Please feel free. Yeah, thank you, Thomas. Please feel free to leave comments, complaints, anything in the chat. I'll be referencing the chat as we go on. Let me share my. Alrighty, fellas, can you see the screen here? Let me know if you can. It looks like you can. Let's jump right into this. I got two tabs open. I got one, which is the league. I'm going to take a look at some league history in a second, as well as the draft. We'll be able to use the draft board to make our picks, as well as reference teams' rosters on this screen. I want to get started with a couple blockbuster trades that happened this week. We're going to start with the first one, and this is the Justin Jefferson deal that Matt DiLorenzo pulled off with Matt Leote. Keep it real short. The more I sat on this one, the more I realized kind of how fair it is. When you put names to 104, 108, Marv might be where Jefferson is in a few years. Who knows? But I definitely think this is more even than once the trade got first announced. Oh, hey, Laura. Welcome to the chat. Moving on to the next deal. JC was very active today. He made two trades, gave up a 27 first for Isaiah Likely, Josh Downs. When you combine it with the other trade that JC made today, Cooper Kupp and James Conner for another first, JC's really selling out his future, in my opinion. I don't think he needs to. He gave away two firsts, and he bought a 30-year-old running back and a 30-year-old receiver who Cooper Kupp did get a nice deal this offseason, but it's not the play I would have made this early in the offseason. The last trade we have here is Thomas Armour giving up five second-round picks. He's got the 211 plus 3 seconds next year and 1 in 2027 for the 109. I still haven't really – this is going to be a live interactive mock. So, Thomas, I have you in chat. You'll be able to voice your opinion once we get to 109. But yeah, I do think that is a lot of seconds to give up. Makes sense for James, to pick up some extra assets. In future years, he'll be able to package these up and get players or just hold them and make some picks. I'm sure some of these are bound to be in the early second come 2026. Just take a quick look at the Chiefs. Yeah, so he has. Am I missing something? Did he just pick? Oh, he picked up these three. Okay, so Thomas's pick is bound to be early next year. So definitely a good move by James. All right, let's jump into it. We just sent a text in the group to make sure everyone knows we're live. How's the audio? Is the audio quality good? Is it a little shaky? I'm using a PlayStation headset, so I just want to make sure it's all good. Anyone in the chat can confirm? Laura in the chat? Still here? Hey, what's going on, JC? Welcome to the show. All right. Let's. Still got 9 seconds. Okay. These boys are going at it all day. Let's start here at the 101. I think this is pretty chalky. We're gonna plug in Ash D at the 101 spot. Nothing to think about here. Draft starts at 102. 102, I have James Kelly having back-to-back picks, selecting Hampton. There was a lot of steam, in my opinion, about Travis Hunter at this spot. I don't think it's either between Hunter and Hampton, and I feel like if Hunter doesn't go, he slides all the way to 8. I don't think anyone in these middle picks would take him, but I think James could do it at 1-2. I think Genty and Hunter are a solid, 1-2 pickup, and the draft really starts there. Coming in at the 3rd pick, this is Chris Cease. We're going to stick with our Ohio State boys. Trevion Henderson. Coming today, or as of yesterday, Matt Leote has traded into this 104. Just today, he traded away Quinshawn Judkins. Traded away James Conner. I have him going running back here, and we will be taking Quinshawn Judkins. I want to see a quick thing. I think this is the similarity I was thinking of today. So let's go David and Njoku. Just want to see. Hair. See, he's got the split. Quinshawn Judkins. Images. He's got the split too. Like, there's no other way to justify this pick. So we'll be going Quinshawn at 4. Coming in at number 5 is Matt Delo. I saw from Cameron's mock, he has a tight end going here. I don't have that just yet. I also don't have the 5th running back off boards just yet. I think Matt Delo will be following some draft capital. I know we just picked up Justin Jefferson, but Ted McMillan's the pick here. We're not going to overthink it. 8th overall pick. Carolina's a good offense. Going to be a good offense, I should say. Back to Cease. I don't think he does Travis Hunter, but I think Jim would have done it at 2. But if he doesn't, slide continues. Cease is going to pick up a Ohio State wide receiver, Ibuka. Probably one of the safest picks in the draft. Chris's team already has, Ohio State products up and down it. Garrett Wilson, JSN, Terry, Olave. I think he just keeps adding to the list. He could use another receiver on the bench, in a year or two to take over there. Coming in at the 7th pick, I just want to confirm who is at 7. It's D'Lo, right. Here is where a tight end goes off the board. I don't know who he leans here, if it's Warren or Loveland. I'm going to pencil in Tyler Warren. I know he wasn't the first tight end taken off the board. Cameron, I agree. Yes, if Cease doesn't do that, it would be shocking. I mean, like he's set up in the perfect spot for this to happen, and I wouldn't see Judkins falling all the way to 6, and I think Tet over Ibuka. That's how I have the board. So yeah, Cameron, I agree. 7, I have D'Lo going Tyler Warren. This team, Dalton Kincaid, Taysom Hill, who probably not playing at all this year with an ACL injury, and Dawson Knox, I believe, is his last tight end. Let me just confirm. Dawson Knox. So really banking on, not going all in, but giving up a lot for Jefferson. You have these receivers, 2 running backs who can contend. I think it's time to improve the tight end spot for Kincaid. And Tyler Warren can do that in year one. Matt Leote. I'm gonna open this one up to the chat. Chat, where do we think Matt Leote will be taken at 108 if this was given the board? I don't know if it's Hunter. I don't think he doesn't need to go tight end. Thomas believes Hunter. Cameron, what do you believe? JC? Laura? Anyone in the comments? What the fuck is Kevin calling me a clown? Nerd. JC, there's a special place at the 203 for that player. I'll pencil in Matt Leote for RJ Harvey. You know, he just sold a running back. I think I don't know. I think he falls in line with the Sean Payton, narrative of loving this guy. I think this is a guy Leote couldn't pass here. Thomas at 109. He's telling me that Hunter's hard to pass up. Do we stop the slide here? I think we did. I'm not even going to give him a chance to counter in the chat. 110 is Brendan Valentine. This one to me, man. You look at his team, and I've been doing this for years now. I've been mocking a tight end. It's very questionable out on these streets with Jonnu, who I saw somewhere today. I think 20% of his catches this year were behind the line of scrimmage. Who knows if that changes? PPR merchant. You could use another running back. But yeah, I mean, Komet, Ertz, how much more does he have? Running back, yeah, Cameron, I do agree. It's pretty tough with Pollard. Dobbins, I haven't seen much. Sharp still stuck behind someone. Shot what? All right, Cameron, let's do it. Let's avoid what I think is chalk in Loveland because I think he just would like to replace Cole Kmet. But we'll go Caleb Johnson. Next up is Kevin. Kevin, I don't believe has anything to do with tight with Brock Bowers. And I noticed this today from Kevin's team. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith have been on the same team together. He does not care. He does not care about Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs. He doesn't care about players on the same team. He's got Jaden Reed. I think he goes right to Matthew Golden. Thomas, I don't agree. There's a future spot for that. That puts me on the board here. 112. A lot of good options here. If I was a needy tight end team, maybe I could make a trade out of this pick, maybe trade up, trade back. I know there were talks with someone today about trading out if this were the scenario. I think I'll just go Luther Burden here. Keep this thing moving. Thomas. Colston Loveland falls right in his lap. And another player who I think he's really high on is Jaden Higgins. 34th overall pick. I think he was or 35th overall. Let's see if he's got his stats here. What when he was picked? But it was like early in the second round, maybe first second round. Okay. Oh wow, bag chaser. All right, we're gonna go. 34th. I did have that right. Go Jaden Higgins here. 203. Chris Cease, Cam Scadden. I like doing these homer picks where a fan of the Giants picks up a Giant and that sort of thing. I think this one's pretty obvious where that goes. 204 is the last pick in this middle tier, I would say, from the Caleb to 204 range. All these players kind of fit in the same bucket. I'll go Trey Harris. I think he'll play outside. I think he'll complement McConkey pretty well. No chat. I won't tell Thomas he needs a haircut. Huh. I won't do that either. Now we get to Cameron at the 2-5. Cameron, do you want to chime in on this pick? Do we want to see where the chat is leaning with with Cameron's pick, and then I'll jump in to where I think this pick will go. Also, Laura, if you're still in the chat, say hello. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Thomas, I agree on Tootin. I do think he's, destined to go in this mid second range. Thomas needs a haircut. Okay, Cameron. You don't want to play? I'm gonna go with Jack Bashir. Second round pick. The Raiders could use another receiver. I like his tape. I think that's a good play there. Let's go to Bird at the 2-6. When you look at Thomas Murphy's team, he doesn't have too many picks this draft. Where are you, Thomas? The Kongs. Dalton Schultz as his only tight end. I believe he has one more. I lied. And Brenton Strange. I mean, does anyone remember the Anthony Ferkser days in Tennessee of being the tight end that would last? I don't know how I feel about Brenton Strange. Definitely talented. He had a good week 16, I believe, but faded. Rug pulled to everyone in week 17. A shaky team, very top heavy. He is older at receiver with Devontae Adams, D Hop. The lead is Mason Taylor. I think he needs a new tight end. I think he's got another year out of these receivers. I don't know how DK is going to do, but I think he starts to look at a new tight end. I don't think, Schultz and Strange are doing it. Plus, a little bit of a homer tax on Mason Taylor. Thomas gets gifted Tootin, Rootin' Tootin. Yeah, see, Cameron, I agree. Thomas goes Bashal Tootin here. Nothing to think about. I mean, I don't think he's he's running up the hype train right now. Where I think ETN still has the backfield, and I don't think people realize what Tank Bigsby did with his opportunities last year. So, I mean, he was drafted in the 4th round. He will definitely contribute, be out there. He did fumble in practice yesterday, if anyone cares or has seen that, but he did fumble. Liam Cohen already made a comment about it. So, ooh, Thomas, correct. Let's swap that. You are so correct, Thomas. Kyle Williams. All right, let's save that little spiel. Put Tootin there. Okay, I don't think there's much to say about Kyle Williams. Thomas, if you want to sound off in the chat, but I do think somebody in New England has to emerge. Thomas already has Drake May on his team. I think that's a pretty good landing spot right there at the 207. The Rat at 2-9. If it doesn't happen here, I don't know where it happens. I think I'm going to do it. I think 209 for the first overall pick. I mean, he just dropped Aaron Rodgers today. Kevin's roster, the Rats, Stafford, who we picked up in week 17 last year, JJ, who we'll see, and Tua. I mean, he has maybe a year and a half, year to 2 years left. JJ, who knows? Tua, I think we've seen his ceiling in terms of fantasy. I'm gonna do it. I'll go Cam Ward. I don't think he does it, but I think it's the right play. I mean, how often do you get the first overall pick at the 2-9? I mean, generational Caleb was up at the 108, 109 last year. We had Anthony Richardson in this range his year as the first QB. This is right where I believe 7-8 was Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. So, good discount in the 1 QB league. I got 4 picks coming up for James. The first one we'll definitely start with Jalen Noel. He also, I believe, on James Kelly's team, he has Christian Kirk. Let's just yep, he's got Christian Kirk. So Jalen Noel will play behind Kirk for a little bit. Learn from him. Kirk's on the last year of his deal. So and Houston Texans used a third round pick on him. So I think it's definitely a smart play there for James, who as well picks up, two running backs before, traded out of the 109. So Jalen Noel, 210, lock it in. Let's keep going to the board. We'll get to him in a second. Tight end. I don't know if James goes tight end here, but I think you know what? I looked at his team. He only has Tyler Conklin on his team. So we're gonna spray the board with these 4 picks. I think we're gonna make 1 pick of each position. Really even him out here. Go Terrence Ferguson. First pick from the Rams this year. I think in the past years they tried trading up for Brock Bowers. They tried trading up for Tyler Warren. They finally do get their tight end, so I think that's a good play. Wide receiver. Do we go for the stack here? Or any names jumping off the board at running back? Anyone in the chat? I think we go for the stack here. So I think I'm going to take Jalen Royals here. Fell in the draft, but Chief to the Chief connection is a good spot. Last pick by James Kelly. We go Jaden Blue. Take a shot. I know he's a 5th round running back. Thomas likes 2 tight ends here. I don't know. I don't think James goes double. I do like Arroyo. I think he will definitely fall somewhere in the 3rd round. Cameron's on the clock. Where does Cameron go here? I think a savvy player like Cameron would lean towards, a lesser known name like Pat Bryant, but definitely someone who had draft capital and getting a little bit of hype for that. I don't think he goes running back, even though he could use one. No handcuffs are really jumping off the board. Cameron, where are you going? All right, good conversation, Cameron. Thanks for staying in the chat. Pencil in Devin Neal. I think from looking at Cameron's team, he does have 2 hammer running backs, but 3rd rounds are where you find, developmental guys. Anywhere might go BPA. All right, he's got some projects on his bench. Ray Davis, Estime, Jalen Wright, Dowdle, all 1 injury away guys. I'm up. Let's see how I did so far in this draft. Receiver. Where do I want to go here? I'd like to be even. I don't know. I'll go Pat Bryant. Like I said, should be. He's a lesser known name, but I think as the summer goes on, you'll start hearing more about him. JC's up. He keeps spamming in the chat, where you find Bucky Irving. So let's go to another running back who has a shot at winning something here. Oh, never mind. Jordan James. Let's handcuff CMC. Who knows if it's going to be Garendo or Jordan James. I think Jordan James was a 5th round pick. Garendo was a 4th last year. Couldn't stay healthy. They lost Elijah Mitchell to the Chiefs this year. So I think Jordan James is a good pickup spot here. 305. I just want to make sure I know who this is. Oh, JC's got back-to-back. JC the Bird. Okay. I like the logic with JC. He's trying to find a Bucky. Can we do it for him at receiver? I think it's Tesla. I think JC just likes the name overall, but I think it's someone who's a little bit slept on. The Lions gave up a lot to get him, so I think he goes with Tesla here. Back to Bird. What does Bird need? Jump back to where's the Bird? Bird is the word. I have been good at third rounders. Yeah, no, you definitely have. Third round picks matter. Nick Chubb. Who knows what's going to happen with him this year? He could use another receiver. I mean, yeah, let's take a best shot at a receiver. Ayumanor, it could play here. Yeah, let's do it. Falling low, Thomas, I agree. And I think at some point, Leote's savvy enough to find his way back in for possibly his handcuff. I just don't. I don't know. I don't see it. But maybe here we will. It's probably the best running back available. Fourth round capital. Deep. When you go deeper, it gets a little bit more gross. Don't sleep on Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, by the way. Watch some tape. Pretty good player. Fine, I'll do it. Dylan Sampson. Back to Bird. Where does Bird go here? Chat, anyone want to chime in on the last couple picks here? Before we wrap this thing up. Go Thomas Murphy. No handcuffs available. Oh, I got it. Nope. Here's a homer pick that nobody really had penciled in. Give him a Jet. Does he go back-to-back Jets? Wow. Unless JC does it. Maybe we could swap that, but I've seen a lot of good things out of Smith and Camp. Let's see if you could stop, fumbling the ball. JC, let's take another shot at running back here. Let's go DJ Giddens. I mean, nobody's really behind Jonathan Taylor. Seems like a good spot for him. Back to Bird. I haven't researched myself. Okay. I'm just gonna follow some draft capital here. I personally don't like Savion Williams. I think he's similar to what Bird drafted last year in Malachi Corley, but I think they did have similar draft capital. I'm gonna go Savion Williams here. I mean, third round pick, falling this late, who knows? Cameron at 311. Where does Cameron go? Does Cameron go quarterback? No. Anais Smith? Yes, he is a Jet. Can I show player card? Oh, Arian Smith. Anais. Anais Smith, the sixth round pick for the Eagles last year? I believe he is. I have Milrow going, but not just yet, Cameron. He's going to close this thing out. Unless you think Milrow now. Are you telling me Milrow now? Because I think I'm one of these two. It's a quarterback. Okay. Jalen Milrow, Alabama guy. That brings up Cameron. Brings up Thomas to close this thing out. Jaquez Hunter. Okay. A lot of hype on him. I don't know if I truly see a path. Kyron, I think he only had like one run over 15 yards last year or something crazy. So we'll close this thing up with Hunter. Definitely a little bit longer than I thought this would take. Hopefully I wasn't, rambling or anything like that. We're about at the 30-minute mark. But yeah, chat. Any questions, comments about this thing? And I would love to, if you stuck around this late or you're still in the chat, if you're listening tomorrow, shoot me a text saying like, Matt, you did a good job here, or anything else, stream related. I would love to keep doing these. I would love to, bring some guests on, and we could really talk about, the league and some trades, and maybe we could even work some trades out live. And again, maybe next time I might come in a little bit more prepared, with the draft already done, and start talking about it pick by pick, with maybe some notes about why I think that's going to be the play. I just kind of ran through this, on a whim. So, again, thank you all for joining. I'm going to end the stream now. I believe the next game is about to start. Got some dinner waiting for me. So, until then, until next time, thank you, chat. Adios.